Hello and welcome to the video tutorial series by LearnBiz Simulations. In this module, we will help you to enter data into an Excel spreadsheet and format it. We'll cover the following topics in this video. First, about different types of Excel data, then limiting data entry in with data validation, formatting cells and cell styles, formatting ranges and table styles, and finally conditional formatting. Types of Excel data. The reason that you should care about what type of data you are entering into the cells is that Excel treats your entry differently depending on what type of data it thinks you have entered. There are two types of data. First, text, also known as label. Second, number, also known as a value or numeric entry. Next is text. All data entries that mix letters A to Z, punctuations, and numbers are considered text. Some numeric data entries that contain punctuations other than commas, periods, and hyphen are also considered text. Text entries are automatically left aligned in their cells. Some examples of text containing only letters, letters and numbers and punctuations are shown. Next is number. These contain numeric data 0 to 9 and may contain characters like plus, minus, parenthesis, dollar, etc. as part of formatting. Number entries that you make in your spreadsheet can be divided into three categories. First, numbers that you input directly into a cell. These don't change unless you specifically change them, either by editing their values or replacing them with other values. Second, the numbers calculated by formulas that you build yourself by using simple arithmetic operators as or Excel's sophisticated built-in functions. These change whenever the worksheet is recalculated and Excel finds that the values upon which they depend have been modified. Third, the date and time numbers. When you first open a blank workbook, the number format called general is assigned, which adds no number formatting to the cell. You can override the general format by adding your own formatting characters as you input the number in the cells. Preface the digits of a number with a plus sign when you want to explicitly designate the number as positive. Excel considers all numbers to be positive unless you designate them as negative. To do that, preface the digit of a number with minus or enclose them in a pair of parentheses to indicate that the number is a negative number. Append the percentage sign to the digits of a number to convert the number into a percentage and assign the percent number style to it. Input commas between the digits of a number to indicate the position of thousands, hundreds, millions, billions, and the like, and to assign the comma style number format to the number. One can also select the cell and then assign a different number format to it. This can be done by clicking on the number tab of the Format Cells dialog box, which can be opened by clicking here, as in rupees 120. Various options under each category can be examined to apply the required number formatting. The third category of numbers is the date and time. In Excel, dates are stored as serial numbers and times are stored as decimal fractions. You simply enter dates by using any of the recognized date number formats that are used by Excel, and you enter times by using any of the recognized time number formats. Let us enter the date 1 January 2011 in some of the formats. The table shows the common ways to enter dates and times. Excel stores dates as serial numbers representing the number of days that have elapsed from a particular date, which is January 1, 1900. This helps Excel to perform arithmetic between dates. For example, you can find out how many days there are between February 15, 1939 and February 15, 2009. One can put the two dates in different cells and then create the formula that subtracts them. Because Excel stores the date 2/15/49 as a serial number 17944 and date 2/15/09 as serial number 39859, it can calculate the difference and return the result of 21915 days, which is equal to 60 years. The data validation feature in Excel can be a real time saver when you are doing repetitive data entry. and can also go a long way in preventing incorrect entries in your spreadsheets. When you use data validation in a cell, you indicate what type of data entry is allowed in the cell. Let's look at an example of an employee data form with fields like name, age, sex, joining date, salary, and their expected range of values. The data validation can be used to restrict the invalid entries. To use the data validation feature, put the cell cursor on the cell where you want to restrict the type of data entry and then click the data validation button on the data tab of the ribbon. Then click on appropriate option based on the data. Text length is used to restrict the text entry so that its length falls within a range that you specify. Whole numbers and decimals to restrict the entry within a certain range. List to restrict the entry to one of several text entries that you specify, which you can select from a pop-up menu, something like this. Date to restrict the entry to a date that falls within a certain range or on or before a particular date. To specify an alert message, click the Error Alert tab of the Data Validation dialog box, where you can choose the kind of warning in the Styles drop-down list. One can also enter the text of the alert message in the error message list box. Stop does not permit entry of invalid data, while warning allows alteration of invalid data. The user may still continue with the invalid data. Information just informs about the invalid data. Let's come back to cell formatting. There are various options available in the Home tab. One can use font face, increase or decrease the font size, use bold, italics and underline, change the fill color, font color. Also horizontal and vertical alignment can be changed. The same options are also available in the right click. Simply select the cells that need formatting and then right click somewhere in the cell selection to find the options. One can also use cell styles. It can be found by clicking on the cell styles in the Home tab. The cell styles gallery contains loads of ready-made styles which you can immediately apply to the current cell. Simply click the thumbnail of desired style in the gallery after using the live preview. Having looked at various formatting options for cell, let's look at the ways to format the ranges with table styles. Simply click on the Format as Table button in the Styles group in the Home tab and select the appropriate style that suits your table. Conditional formatting feature enables you to format a range of values so that values satisfying a given criteria are automatically formatted in such a way as to call attention to them. It could be used in identifying particular values or text entries in a cell range or representing data graphically using data bars, color scales, and icon sets. When you click the conditional formatting button in the styles groups on the ribbon's home tab, a drop down menu appears with the following options. Highlight cell rules. It highlights the cells in the cell selection that contain certain values, text, or dates, or that fall within a certain range of values. Top bottom rules. It highlights the top and bottom values, percentages, and above and below average values in the cell selection. Data bars represents the relative values in the cell selection by the length of color bars in each cell. Data bars are a great way to quickly pinpoint the lower and higher values within a large range of data. Color scales classify the relative values in a cell selection with a color gradation using a 1, 2, or 3 color scale. Color scales are great for identifying the distribution of values across a large range of data. Icon sets classify the values in the cell selection into 3 to 5 categories, and each icon within the set represents a range of values that go from high to low. Icon sets are great for quickly identifying the different ranges of values in the range of data. That's it in this video. We'll continue our Excel video tutorial series in the next video. Thanks for watching.
You may visit our website www.learnbizsimulations.com to check out some of our business simulation games for learning and assessment.